Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel, the world's most channel of the world, and I'm just gonna go out and say it, okay? I miss YouTube Rewind. Now I know they used to be bad and make us upset and frustrated. This is actually like the YouTube equivalent to saying I miss a toxic ex, but I can't help it, okay? It's true. Let me explain myself a little bit. See, the other day I found myself on a young Friday night doing what most 22-year-olds do. Watching nostalgic YouTube videos alone on my TV. And there it was, man, staring at me in all its glory. Rewind YouTube style 2012. So I clicked on it, and just like that, I was thrown right back into the rabbit hole that is YouTube Rewind. And now that I'm climbing back out of that hole, I'm here to tell you guys, it's not too bad in there. It holds up pretty well. So well, in fact, that I think it should make a proper comeback. But before I get too ahead of myself here, it's been so long since we've had a new Rewind. So just so you guys can kind of get in my mindset a little bit and understand where I'm coming from, let's take a stroll down memory lane real quick. Let me just get my poorly lit green screen set up real quick. Okay, welcome to Rewind 101. This class is mandatory not only for you to graduate, but for you to continue living. That's right, if you fail this class, I will murder you. Thinning style. All right, let's get into it. So YouTube Rewind started all the way back in 2010, which was 14 years ago now. Oh my God. And it was basically just a top 10 list of the most viral moments of the year. So it was a glorified Watch Mojo video. And it had some classics in it like Annoying Orange, Double Rainbow, Justin Bieber, you know, everything you associate with 2010 YouTube. It was cute, it was fine, it was meh. But in 2011, they upped the ante just a little bit.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Black, and welcome to YouTube Rewind, a very special event where we take a look back at the most watched videos of 2011.
That's right, they got Rebecca Black in this hoe, wearing her Easter Sunday best. So Rewind 2011 was a little bit better. You know, the production value increased a little bit. They actually had their most viral creator of that year presenting, very Apple-esque of them. But for all intents and purposes, it was still a top 10 list, just with more pizzazz. I think I'm the first Dominican who's used the word pizzazz unironically, and I'm not proud. So 2011 was definitely a step up, but 2012 is where YouTube Rewind really became what we know it as today.
Rewind YouTube style.
That's right, baby. Rewind YouTube style 2012. And this wasn't a boring ass top 10 list anymore. See, someone in that YouTube corporate office who may or may not have been coked up at the time said, guys, forget a top 10. We are going to invite a crap ton of our biggest YouTubers, okay, to star in a mashup music video of the biggest songs of the year, right? While reenacting and paying tribute to the biggest trends and most viral videos of that year. And mark my words, it is gonna be a cinematic masterpiece. And that it was, random executive. That it was. Because this didn't feel like a fun little SEO list anymore, okay? This transcended that. It felt like a pure, genuine celebration of not only the zeitgeist, but of YouTube as a whole and what it stood for. This is when Rewind, for me, truly started to encapsulate everything that I loved about YouTube. The fact that you can just pick up a camera, make whatever you wanted, and there would be an audience for it. Whether it was a stupid cat video or a full-on production, you had this like communal space where you could just connect with other people and creators and just make and watch cool stuff. And since I was addicted to YouTube and had so many creators I watched at the time, it really felt like something I was a part of. It felt like the Avengers of YouTubers. Hey, the Avengers of YouTubers. I don't even plan that, it just kind of happened. And I feel like YouTube at the time was still seen as like this novelty form of media. You know, it wasn't really taken seriously as like a legit career path or entertainment platform, at least the way it is today. So for me, it was the first time that I saw my private little YouTube nook where I spent way too many hours watching videos represented in like this huge, grand scale, big budget production. And that's what brought us into the golden ages of Rewind. Okay, enough of you, I think we get the point. As the years went on, it felt like the rewinds just got bigger and better. It was like this momentous occasion where around Christmas time, you'd just be waiting for that new rewind to drop, to see if your favorite YouTubers were in it, to see what they did this year, to see what songs they used. I don't want to sound corny, but it was a very special thing, at least to me.
It was real to me.
See, to me, I wanted to be a YouTuber, not to be rich and famous. That stuff is boring. I wanted to be a YouTuber to be in a rewind one day. So that's how I saw success as a YouTuber. If you were in a rewind, it's like you made it. You're there. And I personally think that the golden ages of rewind were from years 2012 to 2015, with 2013 being my favorite. Because again, these rewinds just really felt like they were celebrations of YouTube. And sure, you had your occasional talk show host slide their way in there, but even that felt like separate to the main message. Overall, it still felt like it was communal, it felt like it was a celebration, and it felt like it was an event. And most of all, it felt like it was about the creators. People who you watched every day and had unhealthy parasocial relationships with. They felt like they were the stars, they were the celebrities. And when I was watching these rewinds back, it made my heart feel warm. They just had a certain magic and charm to them, which completely went away in the next phase of rewinds, which I like to refer to as the Celtics Shaq era of rewinds.
There's one thing this video needs. K-pop!
Rewind 2016 is the first rewind that I didn't really like, or I at least felt indifferent about. And the more they came out from there, the more I just kinda didn't really like them. These rewinds had a lot of problems with them that I feel just got worse and worse throughout the years. So in an effort to not focus too much on what made them so crappy, I boiled it all down into 3 main overarching issues. And the start of these rewinds really highlights the first issue that I have with this era. Take a look.
Bring it.
Welcome back to YouTube Rewind. We've got 2 special guests with us. Okay, Layla and Liza, tell me about 2017.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
Oh my God, he said it. He said it's rewind time. Amazing. Yeah, they all start off with a celebrity. This is a YouTube rewind. Why are you here? You're not one of us. I hate you. I feel like at this point, YouTube really started to shift the focus from being a communal celebration of itself to just kind of being an ad of itself, if that makes sense. And I know if you boil it down, Rewind has always been an ad of YouTube in some way, but these rewinds just really lack the community aspect that the golden era ones had. It didn't feel like it was about the creators anymore. It felt like it was about showing how legit YouTube was. Like, oh, we have The Rock and Stephen Colbert and Will Smith using our platform. Look at all these musicians in the video. Aren't we so cool and legit and great? Don't you want to put ads on our platform, right? Can you put ads on our platform? And I know it's kind of confusing saying that these rewinds lacked the community aspect when they had just as many creators, if not more, in these rewinds as in the golden era ones. I don't know. The fact that a celebrity was the first thing that you see in these rewinds, it just kind of shows you YouTube's intentions with it and just kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Also, they just didn't feel the same. It's a different vibe. It's really hard to explain without sounding blinded by nostalgia, which I'm sure I am at least a little bit. But the charm just isn't there the way it was in the older ones, you know? It just feels a lot more like corporate and vanilla. Like when I watch 2013's Rewind, for example, I just get kind of lost in it and enjoy it. It's fun. They had Rhett and Link shaking ass. They had the Prancer-sized lady ascending to the heavens. They had Ian and Anthony cooking crack, Breaking Bad style. But if I watch 2018's, it just like, it sucks. It just reeks of studio notes and marketing agencies and bland writing rooms. It just doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel like it truly reflected YouTube at the time. It felt like it reflected how YouTube wanted to be portrayed to potential advertisers. I mean, if you're including the comments as a positive aspect in your rewind, it just goes to show that you're either really oblivious to how your platform actually is, or you just want to present a really clean, almost Disney-fied version of it. I think that's what it is. This era of rewinds feels very like Ralph Breaks the Internet to me. The second issue I had with these rewinds that honestly, it just kind of depends on your personality if you find this an issue or not, but I felt like they tried too hard to be emotional.
This is a very difficult time, but we've been through very difficult times before.
So many brothers and sisters that have come to help.
You know who really needs to be in this rewind video? Everyone who managed to do something bigger than themselves this year, who found a way to help the causes that matter to them most.
I just hate when companies or brands try to do this whole holier than thou act and make things sappy and positive and we're all in this together, guys. Because it's so hard to make that feel genuine and tasteful. And when they're coming from multi-billion-dollar corporations, I don't believe you. It just feels fake. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't care. Like, oh, look at all these hardships that we overcame. Look at all the money that we raised for charities. Look at all the social change that happened this year. I just like don't care. Does it make me a dick? It might make me a dick. It's not like I don't care about these issues or accomplishments at all. It's just like, in this scope, in this format, it doesn't do anything for me. I mean, just listen to this and tell me if it grips you. You can literally hear the cue cards that they're reading off of.
To everyone who proved it's okay to talk about mental health this year and showing their viewers that it's okay to go through tough times like that.
It takes a lot of bravery to be that vulnerable, and I'm so proud of this community.
Yeah, nothing. No heartstrings are tugged. They're still nice and tight. And it's just super cheesy, which brings me to my third issue with these rewinds. These rewinds are just kind of cringy. That's it, plain and simple. I think the main reason these rewinds are collectively cringy to me is because YouTube in general was just kind of cringy during this time period. Because I feel like this was the time period where YouTube started to shift from, you know, generally good content to just like clickbaity algorithmic stuff. I mean, just look at the references in these rewinds. You got Orbeez, hydraulic press videos, 100-layer nail polish, bottle flipping, slime, Fortnite dances, mukbangs. You get the idea. A lot of this stuff is just kind of cringy or doesn't have a lot of substance. Well, again, and also this might be a little bit of an unfair critique, but I was just starting to see less and less creators that I personally liked and watched, especially when all the Viners came over to YouTube and it was like the reign of the Paul brothers and just really bad, obnoxious sketches. So seeing all that stuff and all those people highlighted in these rewinds, I didn't really enjoy it. And it's not like the golden era rewinds didn't have their cringy moments too. They just had a lot less of them and a lot more good moments. Okay, we went through all the rewinds except for 2019 because it was just boring. We talked about what was good with them. We talked about what was bad with them. And now the question that you all want answered, how can we bring them back successfully? Well, the answer is I have no damn idea, which I know kind of defeats the purpose of this video, but don't click away yet, okay? Please, my watch time is already bleeding. It's just that in reality, I don't think there's like a true way that rewinds can be brought back successfully, because we have to think in terms of the boring real world for a second. See, these little videos are super, super expensive to make. So no matter how many ideas or thoughts I throw out there, it's just not gonna be worth the cost at the end of the day, but it's not gonna stop me from trying. So here we go. Randy's little plan on bringing back rewinds, patent pending. I don't think I used that term right, but we move on. See, I don't think bringing back the yearly rewind model would work. It's just too much work. But I do think every couple years could work. See, let me clue you in, sis. See, YouTube launched on February 14th, 2005, which means that next year is its 20th anniversary. And what better time to bring back Rewind than on its 20th anniversary? It'll be this huge, big thing. It'll get a ton of views and hopefully not a lot of dislikes. And then from there on, right, you make a rewind every 5 years. And it can just be like a quinquennial thing, which Google is telling me means every 5 years. See, this is a couple things. One, it obviously makes it a lot more feasible to do. But if you're keeping with this anniversarial route, it gives you a lot more leeway on how you can execute it. Because you're not confined to just 1 year of YouTube, you have 5 years to work with. And granted, you probably don't want to use 5-year-old trends in music in your rewind, but you don't necessarily have to. You can stick to the trends in music of that year, just make them less frequently. Or you can do what 2015's Rewind did for YouTube's 10-year anniversary and include all of YouTube references in it from inception to now, which changes it from being an annual mashup to just being an anniversary YouTube mashup with no exact date or era tied to it, which relieves the pressure of you needing to fit like a million relevant trends into one video, and you can just make it like pure nostalgia bait, which I know is cheap and lazy, but let's be honest here, everyone loves a little bit of nostalgia bait. And it gives YouTube a greater margin of error, because even if you execute it semi-correctly, that should be enough for it to be relatively well received. There are about a million ways you can go about this, but I think making that simple change of Rewind becoming more of an anniversary thing rather than an annual thing makes it much easier to come back. Although this can cause an issue of it feeling too big, if that makes sense, because, I mean, let's be honest, if you're making rewinds less frequently than the Olympics, every new one's gonna be held to impossible standards and hype. But I think this wouldn't be too much of an issue if you just stick to what made the Golden Era ones good, avoid what made the Celtic Shaq era ones bad. Don't take it too seriously. Make it about the creators and community. Don't be afraid to reference things that aren't completely squeaky clean and family friendly. Don't try to make things emotional. Don't be cringy. Don't resort to lazy top 10 lists. And please, for the love of God, keep the celebrities out of it. Look, I know they use YouTube too, but they didn't earn their subscribers like we did. They are not a part of this community. I just realized how racist that sounded. Look, I'm not racist, but it's just when it comes to celebrities and YouTube, I get real Republican real fast, brother. Remember, it's about the community. Okay, I think I've done my job as official YouTube advisor. So YouTube, hope you guys were listening. And if you were, and you do choose to bring rewinds back, put me in one. Please. Listen, I understand I'm not the most popular guy on here, okay? I just want to be in a rewind. That's all this is about. But I want to hear what you guys think, because I can't be the only one who feels this way, right? You guys missed them too. So which one was your favorite? And, you know, do you think they should bring them back? Do you think they can bring them back? Let me know by leaving a comment down below. If you don't, I will break your pinky toe. I'll know if you don't too. They always think I don't know, but I know. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. It's time for me to get out of this YouTube nostalgia bubble. So make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you legally want to be better than everybody else. That is not a joke, it is in the First Amendment. And I'll see you in the next video where I build a massive projector in the middle of the desert that goes through a road for some reason. Okay, bye.